Okay, Pam, take it away.
Welcome everybody tonight. As Ellen said, I'm a DAC 4. I've been with DAC for 4 years and have had quite a few fundings, so I can testify that the system does work. I do want to introduce you to our host tonight, who is Ellen Winn. She's also been with DAC for 4 years, and she's above a DAC 4. I'm not sure exactly what her level is. It's several levels above. But anyway, she's been a really big help in with DAC, helping with leadership, team building, and so forth. And she's just a really good, valuable asset for DAC and for everyone on this call to really try to listen to what she's saying, ask questions, reach out to her when you need answers, because she's going to always be a good resource for you on this team. Ellen started in the corporate world, was working at Domino's. She left the corporate world and started her own pizza business, and did that for quite a number of years. So she's been in the entrepreneurial world for many years. She knows how this works, how businesses work, how to build businesses. And she also knows how to train other people on how to build their businesses. So without further ado, I would ask you to sit back and listen to everything that she's saying, take notes, and welcome, Ellen Winn.
Thank you, Pam. I appreciate that. And yeah, I am Pam's enroller. So she got started shortly after I did 4.5 years ago. I'm excited to have you in our co-hosting chair tonight. Harlequin Murray is normally our co-host, and Harlequin is on the road tonight. She's traveling on her way back from Florida, where she's been down seeing the Tony Robbins event, and was talking to me earlier. She's traveling with her friend Mary, who's also a DAC agent, and they just had a heck of a time. So she's not feeling as good as she would like to after being in the seminar all weekend. It was a lot of long hours, so we've asked Pam to step in. So thank you, Pam. I appreciate that very much. We do these Zooms every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern time for all of the Team Winn DAC Nation. So if this is your first time joining us, thank you for being here tonight and taking time out of your schedule, and welcome. We're excited to have you here. There's never been a more exciting time to be a part of DAC than right now. We've got new products onboarding and more coming. We've got a new back office on its way. So this is a great time to be involved in DAC. Pam, if you can help let people into the room, I'm going to go ahead and get us into screen share mode and get us kicked off with some slides that I put together. All right. And I should have my screen up now. DAC to the rescue. And that's what I like to say. We've all got our DAC Wonder Woman or Superman outfits on underneath our day-to-day attire if we're serious about building DAC. And I certainly am. I intend to be one of the key leaders that are helping take DAC forward. I feel like I'm contributing that now, and I've committed to continuing that contribution for years and years to come, because I believe that DAC is very special. And for those of you that are here at this time in our business, you're special also, because you've got a special opportunity. So I want to get kicked off with what I always do each week, and that is to do some team recognition. We do our team recruiting leaderboard, and this is for the week of October the 31st or November the 6th. In first place, we had Brittany Cooper with 11 new agents enrolled. Atkins came in second place with 9 new agents enrolled, and I came in third place with 6 new agents enrolled. In fourth place, we had Lavonda Goodman with 3 new recruits, and in fifth place, we had a 3-way tie, each with 2 agents apiece: Nick Cranstown, Miriam McMillan, and Katina Willis. So congratulations to everybody who made the leaderboard. That put us in with 37 people having at least 1 new recruit for the week, and a total of 64 new agents joining our organization. So we're growing in some baby steps. We're not growing as quickly as we were here a few weeks back. Seems like our recruiting has gone down. I was telling Harlequin today, it's like we've launched a new program that's more exciting than ever. We just launched a customer referral program that's about to go live, and our recruiting numbers are down. Maybe everybody is just engrossed in trying to absorb all this new information and has forgotten about the recruiting aspect of it. But guys, our model is strictly a word of mouth marketing model. We don't pay for advertising. We don't do TV ads or radio ads or any of that, or DAC as a company doesn't. Some of us as independent agents do, but DAC chose the model to give us all a home-based business opportunity. So therefore, we are the marketing arm of David Allen Capital. And David Allen Capital is really the marketing arm for our funding partners, our ERC partner, our payment processing partners, and our customer finance partners, also our healthcare, and more to come. So with that, we've got to have an agent army that is out here willing to talk to customers. And that's part of our role, is helping find new agents that are going to be willing to talk to business owners and willing to talk to other people about the agent opportunity to grow and expand our business. So that's why I always start with the leaderboard on the recruiting, because it is a very integral part of our business. Now, as part of the recruiting process, we've got our auto-engaged incentive. It runs through the end of the year. Of course, if you're brand new, your first 60 days in the business, you're auto-engaged anyway. Engaged just means that you're eligible to earn additional bonuses on your own production, and you're eligible to earn overrides if you're building a team. If you're not engaged, then you need to get a customer to get yourself engaged so you can earn those commissions, those extra commissions. But our auto-engaged incentive allows you to be engaged for life on the first 2 clients of the agents that you personally enroll from now to the end of the year. In fact, if you've been around a while and you've fallen out of that engaged status, then anybody that you recruited from May 23rd through the end of this year, you're eligible to earn on their first 2 funding. So remember that as you're looking at it. What does the auto-engaged mean? Well, that means that you're going to earn a minimum of a 25% check match on whatever your personally enrolled agents make. So let's say $200,000 in fundings at 3%. The agent that you enroll makes $6,000. You make 25% match of that. So your revenue share would be $1,500. If you're amped up, you get paid double, which means you would earn a 50% match or a $3,000 commission revenue match on the $6,000 versus the $1,500. So building a business and staying active here, you get paid to be a producer. Now, talking about producing, we've got a new promotion to DAC 2. I'm not sure she's on here, but I'll call on her here in a minute. I know she was coming on. I don't know if she's made it yet or not, but let me talk real quick about our promotion to DAC 2 and what that means. In the DAC compensation plan, we have different pay levels. You start out as a DAC 0 because we have 0 clients, right? When we first start out, we're just an agent. And as an independent agent, our starting commission is 3%. But as we move up to DAC 1, how do we get to DAC 1? You have at least 1 qualified funding client and total funded value of at least $10,000. To get to DAC 1, you earn an extra 10% match on your personal commissions, and you start earning on your team. To get to DAC 2, it requires more customers. You have to have, as you see on the screen here, you have to have at least 2 qualified fundings, 2 new clients, and a total funded value of at least $20,000 or more. So tonight, I'm super excited to announce and congratulate Lillian Blackshear for promoting herself to DAC 2. And I say promoting herself because moving through DAC 1, 2, 3, and 4, this is on your own effort. So let me take a look and see. Let me find my screen here and see if I can see if Lillian is on. Lillian, if you're here, can you raise your hand so I can see you? Let me see. There is, I see China. Is that Lillian? I don't see Lillian yet. Okay, if she pops in here, I will come back to her. Harlequin, I'm going to ask you to unmute for a second. Hey, Harlequin.
Hey there. China is Lillian.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Just double checking that. All right. I will
Yeah.
ask.
She sent me a message and I didn't catch you before you started making the announcement. So
Okay. No
I
worries. All right. So
apologize.
no worries, but thanks for letting me know. Okay. I'm going to
Yeah.
ask China to unmute, and I'm going to go off of screen share here for a minute. China, are you on camera? Let's see. I see your image there. Thanks for joining us tonight. Lillian Blackshear, our newest DAC2, over $26,000 in funding. So Lillian, tell us about your promotion going through DAC1 to DAC2 and how you're acquiring these clients. We're really excited for you.
Hello. Thank you guys for having me get on tonight. I'm trying to turn my camera on, but for some reason it's saying you can't start this video because the host hasn't stopped it. But honestly, I have tapped out of DAC about 2 months ago. I just felt like maybe I was doing too much at the time, so I like slowed down in the business, and literally just last week I started reposting about it. And I'm already an influencer for Instagram and different companies, and I work from TikTok, social medias basically. So I kind of have it down packed on how to market and network and just grow my network. So once I posted about it last week, I didn't know anybody got funded until just about 20 minutes ago. Didn't even know I had money on my card right now, but I've been praying to God all day for just something to come through. With all the hard work I've been putting in and planting seeds, I was like, it's rooted, and I knew the seeds were planted. I didn't know anybody put it in their funding. So I just say, keep talking about what you're doing and get excited about what you're doing. I go live and I tell people why they may need this funding. So I bring value to it. And they trust me by now because I help them lose weight. I help them grow out their hair. I help them take over social media and make money with me. So a lot of people they already trust me. I would say throw your link up in your bio on all your social medias, because that's how someone was able to sign up without me even knowing. A lot of people don't want you to know that they need help. So if you throw your link up in your social media bio, that'll just help them help you. So then you don't even have to worry about their business, and they can go on about their business. And obviously people will do that because I didn't know I got a funding. So yeah, talk about it, be excited, throw the link up in your bio. And I literally didn't even know about this Zoom until like 10 minutes ago or so. So yeah, thank you guys for having me on.
Yeah, you bet. Well, I'm glad you were available, and wow, that's great. You've been praying for something to come your way, and lo and behold, you find out you got a commission. David Rutt sends out those commission emails and says, congratulations, you've had a funding. So we're excited that takes you to DAC2. Now, I want to go through for everybody what that means for you on your commission. So Lillian, pay attention to the slides I'm about to pull back up here, because this is a good education for you as well as everybody that's looking and trying to get a good understanding of how the compensation plan works. So I'm hoping that you'll stay active with your social media posts, because as you move through the compensation plan, again, moving through on your own ranks, you go from DAC 0 to DAC 1 with that 10,000, DAC 2, as Lillian just has, and then to DAC 4, where Pam and Harlequin are, who you heard speak earlier, right? And these are the highest rank that you can achieve on your own efforts without building a team. But right now I want to hone in on DAC 2, because I want to highlight Lillian's promotion to DAC 2 and talk about the extra commission that gets paid just because you've hit DAC 2. Now, this is not on the funding that she just got paid on. This will be on the next funding. So as a DAC 2, you earn 15% extra commission, even on your own personal funding. So for example, if Lillian gets her next funded client gets another client within 30 days while she is amped up, she's going to earn 6% or $600. And this is on a $10,000 example, as you see the little box here. 6% of $10,000 funding is $600. Plus, because she's a DAC 2, she's going to earn an extra 15% on her base commission. So 15% of the 600 is an extra $90. So that next client, if it were a $10,000 funding, would pay $690. If Lillian's next client comes in after 30 days, but within that 60-day window when she's still considered engaged, because to be eligible on these extra personal commissions, you must be at least engaged. Okay. So if the next client comes after 30 days, but before 60 days, then it goes back down to the base pay of 3%, but still getting an extra 15% match on that. So 15% of the 300 would be an extra 45 for $345 pay. And then if you turn yourself off on DAC and you don't get a client for a while, and you go back to past 60 days, then you go back to the base commission of 3%. So these ranks are great, but they only pay if you stay active and stay at least engaged. Engaged, having a client every 60 days is really where you need to focus on being to be able to earn these extra commissions, but your best and highest pay is going to be if you stay amped up by having a new personal client every 30 days. So congratulations again, Lillian. Glad that you could join us tonight. Now, guys, we just announced, David started talking about this on Friday, and he went into more details today on a new viral customer approach that he's rolling out. We're probably going to have it sometime this week or next week once they get everything finalized in our back office and on the websites, the verbiage on the website. But here's what the deal is. Okay, we're having a new product launch that's a product within our product. It's a referral program for customers. It's called Breezy Connect Cash. So I'm going to give you an example of, forget that I have example up at the top. It's just Breezy Connect Cash, but this is a Breezy Connect Cash example that I'm going to show you. Okay. So here you are as a DAC agent, and this Connect Cash is going to be available for any of your clients that get funding. They're going to be able to opt in to the Breezy Connect Cash program. They'll get a referral link where they can send out and tell their business owner friends about this funding company that they just got referral. We're going to show them how they can pay down the balance that they owe on the funding that they just got by becoming a Breezy Connect Cash referrer. Okay. They may tweak that lingo just a little bit, but here is how it works. And this is just so powerful. Before I started creating these slides, I Googled the shampoo commercial that used to be, I told two friends and they told two friends and so on and so on. And I realized it was all the way back in the mid 80s with Heather Locklear promoting an organic shampoo. And I don't even know the name of this shampoo, but I remember her saying, I told two friends and they told two friends and so on and so on. And it started exploding all of these faces on the screen, how that word of mouth, you tell two friends and so on works. So let me do this demonstration. I put this together to really show you the power of how this Breezy Connect Cash can work. So here you are as the agent, right? It's going to work for funding and it's going to work for our ERC program. So a client that gets either the ERC or gets funding with us can participate in the Breezy Connect Cash and get bonuses back just for telling people about our program and sending out their referral link. Now, their referral link is a customer link. It's tied to you as the agent. So let me show you how this works. Here you are as the agent. And let's say that you get a client that gets funding and they opt in to the Breezy Connect Cash program. When they do that, they can send it out. And let's say they have 3 friends that need funding and get funding through DAC, through your first client's link, right? Well, this client here is a client. They're not a DAC agent. So this client is going to get paid 2% if it's funding, 2% of the funded value. If it is an ERC client, they'll earn 1% of the ERC money that the client receives back, okay? That client will get that for referring their business owner friends through their link, but you are the agent of record. So all of that extra money flows up to you as the referring agent, because these are going to be your frontline clients. I'm just drawing out the diagram so you can really see this. So let's move along and say you get a couple more clients frontline. These are your personal clients. And one of them opts into the Breezy Connect Cash program also and starts telling their business owner friends, because they're wanting to learn how they can pay down the funding that they just got with DAC. So they're getting the word out. They're sending their referral code out. Those folks are getting funded through your client that you got funded is getting paid that referral commission of 2% if it was a funding, or 1% if it was ERC. And then the extra flows over to you. You may get your full pay. It depends on the funding partner and it depends on the amount of the funded value. But I'm telling you, this is going to be an amazing program if you work the referral program correctly. And that means that you're going to have to become a DAC pro and not just sending out links all the time. It's okay to send out the links. And as Lillian was talking about, doing social media, but once somebody connects with you and becomes a client, you want to create a relationship with them to really explain and encourage them to participate in the Breezy Connect Cash program. All right, so now you've got 3 frontline customers. They're starting to use their referral links. You get a 4th customer, they use their referral links. But look, now we've got 3rd and 4th level. What happened there? Well, your client who got a few clients, those clients also get their own customer referral Breezy Connect Cash link if they want to opt into that program. So they can get a link. It'll pay the agent that referred them, right? And then they can refer it out through their link and it'll pay back to them. But you are the agent of record. So all of these are going to be your frontline customers. What does that mean? If they're a frontline customer of yours, that means that you're going to be amped up every time one of your clients tells another business friend of theirs about the program where they just got money or where they just got cash back from the IRS, right? So all of those are going to be your frontline customers, which means you're going to be amped up. And if you do a real good job of working the Breezy Connect Cash program, communicating that with your clients alone will keep you amped up without you having to worry about getting your own client every 30 days, just because of the network and the viral effect that it'll have. So imagine over time, they continue on, they continue getting their links, they continue opting in. Somebody's going to really take it and run with it because, as pointed out on the call today, business owners are entrepreneur minded. They don't necessarily want to become an agent with DAC where they have to learn how everything works, right? But if they know that they can get some money back and help a friend out too by sharing where they were able to get some money or where they were able to get their ERC credit back done by a reputable CPA firm, don't you think they're going to tell a few people about that? Because you're the agent that has to be the one talking to the clients and answering all the questions. When all of these customers are doing referrals, they're all going to come back to you. They're going to see your name. They're going to see your phone number and your email at the top of the website, and you'll be the one to get the notification when someone has started the application. So you'll be the one following up with them to make sure that they're going through the process and giving great customer service along the way. But I'm super excited about this program because I know the power of viral marketing. And I really wanted to do this visual for you tonight so that you could see the power. And this can just go on and on and on and on, level after level after level. And unless one of them says, wait a minute, how do I get full commission? I want to be an agent. If one of them steps in and says that, then they sign up and they start at the top, just like you did. All of these referral links that were coming back through them are only going to pay them on the referral basis. And then they'll start their own DAC agency, just like you did, with 0 customers at all. So I'm super excited about that. It's going to be a game changer for those of you that are plugging in with us and working on being a DAC pro. How do you become a DAC pro? You really practice and you learn what to say on the phone and you learn how to have conversations with people. Now, I want to take you over to the ERC program because It is really the hottest topic on the table right now. Yes, funding is always our flagship product, but the ERC program is a limited time, right? It's only here for a couple of years max. And right now, our window of opportunity is enormous because about 80 to 85% of the businesses out there that actually would qualify for this credit if they knew about it and if they applied for it, haven't even applied because most of them don't know, or their CPA or accountant, someone who is misinformed, told them that they didn't think they qualified. So they're just going about their daily business, yet they've probably got some money sitting on the table. So they're waiting on the good news bears from DAC to show up with the message of, hey, there might be $26,000 per employee on the table for you. Have you applied for your employee retention payroll tax credit yet? Right? And that's what we do. So if you're new to us, want to make sure you know how to use the page. It is the single page here, employee tax credits on our website. When you click on that, it's going to take you to a link, davidallencapital.com/tax credit. Just always, always, always be sure to add your agent ID number to the end of that link before you share it. And I always tell people, look, you may see your name at the top of the page and think that you can copy this link and send it out, but your name is only on the top of the page because cookies were dropped on your browser when you first opened up the page with your agent ID number. But once you click off of the link that has your agent ID number on it, your name's on the page because the cookies are holding it there. Once you copy a link and send it away from your browser to somebody else to open up, if it doesn't have your agent ID number on the end, your information is not carried over to that next browser. So always, always, always add your agent ID. Now, I want to take you over to the Agent Resource Center and show you some tools that you can plug into. And then we're going to talk about where you can find some quality people to talk to about this business opportunity, and also where to find clients. Okay. So the Agent Resource Center, let's go ahead and just go over and open up the page. On the Agent Resource Center, top of the page, videos 1, 2, 3. These are your getting started videos. If you're just popping in, you're brand new, make sure that you're watching the getting started right, the business capital, and the employee retention credits. It's two separate products. You need to be fluent in both. Why? Well, if you're leading with the employee retention credit program, not everybody is going to qualify for that. Or some are going to say, yeah, I've already gotten that, or I'm not interested, or they don't qualify because their whole employee base is their immediate family, right? But in that conversation about the employee retention credits, you also want to say, and oh, by the way, we specialize in unsecured working capital and lines of credit. So if you ever need working capital that you can't get approved at your bank, we would love to be your go-to source. And you just do that, oh, by the way, handoff to them. And you need to know what you're talking about when you go that transition from the ERC over to the business capital. So make sure you watch both of these videos, take good notes, and then start practicing, right? Video 3 is actually a trilogy of videos. It's your personal compensation, leadership overrides, and then residual. These videos are going to be updated a little bit because they don't include the ERC, but ERC compensation is included here in the employee retention credit training. Okay. Now, another thing I want to point out on the Agent Resource Center here is some supporting collateral material that you need for business capital training. Okay. Under business fundings and line of credit, number 1 right here, there's a PDF link. Click that PDF and it's going to open up a document that has all the requirements for our funding. So it's a great cheat sheet for you to have as a quick reference guide when someone's asking, well, what are the requirements for funding? They're on here. And if you'll read through every page of that, it really paints the picture of what the requirements are for our low end funding, the giggle bucket, our middle funding, which is Biddy Advance, and then our bigger funding with Bank Breezy, that $15,000 and up. And that's all covered in the video. But if you'll print out the quick reference guide, that is a tool that you're definitely going to refer back to on a regular basis. Also, with the ERC training, if you want to see the slides that they used in that training, they're right here. ERC slides from training. There's a PDF. So this is under the Employee Retention Tax Credit section in the ARC, the Agent Resource Center. So click that and it opens up and is the complete training. Okay. And then we've got the A to Z video, which is up here as well. It's cataloged. So if you want to go to that video and say, for instance, you want to see, I'm going to open it up. If you want to see, for example, get that open. If you want to go to show more, notice it's cataloged here. So if you want to see approaching clients, if you'll click on 5710 right there, it'll take you to that section of the video where it talks about what to say to clients, right? I don't recall if it does that transition like I just did about, oh, by the way, but I think it does. So you can go in and pick up specific sections that you want to listen to again. I recommend that you watch it one time all the way through, maybe 2 times all the way through, which I have done, and then come back and pick out these different sections that you may want to revisit more than once. Okay. The second thing I want to point out there is I want to go to the ERC slides and open this up. And on the ERC slides, there's a step-by-step process, just like the quick reference guide for the funding shows you what the communication process is. Well, this document is also going to take you through what the communication process is. This question was asked today on our Zoom, and we were talking about this. Let me get to that slide. James Doswell sent me an image of this, and I saw the image and I'm going, yeah, I know exactly where that is. So I was going to show everybody tonight where it is. So here on page, what page is this? I just saw my page numbers popping up and I missed it. Oh, here we are, page 23 of 41. If you look at this, this shows you the steps, right? First, there's a no cost assessment. Our CPAs perform a full ERC analysis for your business. You have 100% visibility on your credit and direct communication with the CPAs. That is once they have filled out the basic form on your DAC site, on the tax credit site, and then they go over and answer a few questions about their business on the Bank Breezy page. They answer at one of 3 questions. Was your business impact, did you lose revenue? Was your business impacted by mandates, or did you start a new business from February the 15th, 2020 forward? Okay. Answer those questions. And then once that says, congratulations, you probably qualify, it's going to take them over to the portal. And then here's your next steps. And it says, the question today was, this came from Shelton, so I thought I'd show you this, is that email going to come from Bank Breezy or from our CPA partner? So it's right here. It'll say, the email confirmation is from ERC Pros and Canopy. And it'll say the first email is to confirm the accuracy of the questionnaire answers. They'll welcome to Canopy email and the Canopy task email. And then the client will, once they receive that, then they'll go through and upload their documents. Then the team will calculate the government orders and so on. And then they'll send out the contract to be signed by the IRS. Now, I'm going to take us off a screen share here and get back over face to face. That was the last slide that I wanted to show you. This is where you've got to be a professional and you got to create a relationship with your clients, right? I have some ERCs in process right now, and none of them have made it all the way through. Why? Because they're either doing this themselves and they're busy and they're juggling other things to gather the documents. One of them is looking at $500,000 back, right? With a 30 employee group. That was the initial estimate that they're getting back. And they're still missing some payroll reports. I've gotten 2 updates showing, one update last Friday said that they were missing all of the payroll reports, which are required. And actually that was Thursday. I called them as soon as I got that email update and I said, hey, just checking in. I got an update on your file and I see that you've got a few payroll documents that are still missing. I want to make sure that you're working towards getting those, because the team needs all of that before they can finish your calculations and get this request over to the IRS. And she's like, yeah, I'm working on it. I promised them I'd get it uploaded today. If not today, by the end of the day on Friday. Well, my today's update showed that they're still missing a small, a few months segment, but it specified what it is. So she's probably having to track back through some of her payroll reports to get that in. But I know that that's the only thing missing, that she is actively working on it. So I'm not going to bug her tomorrow. I'm going to give her a day or two and see if I get an update back from our team, because I know she's actively working on that file. But again, you're going to have to kind of work them through it. And all you're doing is encouraging them to upload their documents. As David said, with us getting 4% of the refund amount, we're getting the lion's share of the commission that's getting paid. We're getting more money than anybody, because even though the CPAs are charging 20% contingency fee on the back end after the client gets money, that 20% has got to be divvied up to pay Bank Breezy, who in turn pays DAC and pays us our 4%. But if you look at it, after what they keep in house, and they pay their accountants and they pay their tax attorneys and they pay their rent and utilities and insurance and all the overhead that goes with operating their office and the insurance, the E&O insurance and everything that goes along with it, our 4% commission plus, because we can get those additional overrides where I showed you the DAC 2 at an extra 15%, we can earn that extra 15% or an extra 30% on our own ERC bonuses. So we can earn above 4%, right? That means that we're making more money as a single agent than anybody else in the mix with this. So it's up to us to really help nurture that process along with the client. We don't need to be the expert. We just need to be the one connecting with the client, creating that relationship and helping them along the way and encouraging them to get it finished. And then once they have gotten it finished and it's sent off with a signed contract, then they're going to have the opportunity to opt in on the Breezy Connect Cash program, which again, that's going to be up to you nurturing, just as if you're building an agent team. You want to work with your agents and help support them to be successful, right? Well, your customers are now going to be incentivized to help build your customer base. And we're going to pay them significantly to be a word of mouth marketer and create that viral marketing effect. But you want to create that relationship with them to show them the value of that. So I'm super excited about the program that we have at hand. I said I wanted to share with you where to find some quality agents. Many of you that have signed up with me over time have found me either on a Craigslist ad, or you may have found my videos, or maybe you just found David Allen Capital as you were looking for funding companies. And people in that research, they start looking around and they're looking at agent of the month, and they're looking in our Facebook group. You can see in the Facebook group without being a member. So people that are actively posting and active in there, you're seeing that, you're getting that visibility. So people have found me different ways to sign up with me as their enroller. Plus, I've sponsored a lot of people like Pam and Harlequin, where I've had a friendship with them, and I've reached out to them and said, hey, Are you open to making some extra money outside of what you're currently doing? If they said yes, say, great, I've got an opportunity I want to share with you. And I send them the video and let them watch the presentation, right? So anyway, in that finding quality agents, if you're running Craigslist ads, I encourage you to model it after my ad, because my ad specifically says we're looking for go-getters. We're looking for, let me see, let me pull it up real quick for you. I will do that right now. Let me get in my Craigslist account. I'll show you an ad, let you read it, take a look at it, and then I will update the template, because I do have a template in I've got a file that you can use. I know David makes comments about popping up a Craigslist ad, and I think there are a lot of people that run Craigslist ads and they don't set the proper expectation for our agent program. So I think that's the key, is that we have the proper expectation set. And I set that in the ad. So I've got this coming up now, and I'll pull my screen up. Guys, take some notes on this. If you don't have a pen and paper out, you need to grab it right now, because I'm going to give you some magic nuggets about a Craigslist ad. Okay. So get this, in a Craigslist ad, and this is my headline. I've got the money bags. My headline is best part gig for go-getters. I'm running this in the gig section of Craigslist. It's only $5 to $10 to run ads there. And instead of putting in a location, I'm putting in, hang on, is my screen not showing? No. Here we go. There we go. Now you should be seeing my screen. Okay. Best part-time gig for go-getters. Instead of putting in a city, when you put in a zip code, that's automatically going to drop a pin on the map. So once you've put the zip code in and it's positioned you on the map where you want to be, you can drag that little pin and have it repositioned on the map there. But that's going to dictate, you're pulling up what city you want to run in, and then the zip code drops you on the map. You can drag it around and put it in a different area of the city. But instead of putting an example, Atlanta, right? Instead of putting Atlanta up here in location, after it's dropped the pin for me, I delete the zip code and I put in additional content on my ad that I want displayed when people are looking through Craigslist. So on my ad, I put in work remotely, part-time, flexible hours under the location. So now I have a broader headline for people to read as they're scrolling through and looking at ads. The next piece is really establishing who it is that you're looking for in the ad. So serious go-getters and leaders needed. David says, speak it out. If you want to recruit leaders, say that you're looking for leaders, right? Earn big money by helping business owners get cash. Our business funding and services agency owner is helping businesses qualify for the ERC program. ERC is payroll tax credit, which is paid out as a refund from the IRS, and most businesses don't even know they may qualify. And I've got the bullet points: no fees, no licensing, no experience, work your own hours, work remotely, free training provided, free websites provided, daily pay. All right. I've hit the bullet points from our compensation in my written ad. Nationwide, no territory, no income ceiling. We have licensed CPAs and tax attorneys working on our clients' files, and the client only pays after they receive their refund from the IRS. Become a part of the fastest growing team in our company. You're on it right here with Team Winn. Okay. And I'm putting, you must be self-driven, positive, motivated by money, purpose-driven, coachable, willing to get trained, willing to follow our proven system. Watch the overview video below to see a brief overview of our program. I put a link in here to my partner page. I actually created a presentation before the partner page was updated. It is now updated, so you can send people to your partner page and they can see the ERC promotion. And then after watching the presentation, if you feel we are a good fit for each other, click the get started button to join us. So my ad is saying, look, here's who we are. Here's what we're doing. And you must be self-driven, positive, motivated, willing to follow a system. Okay. So I'm setting expectations in that ad. Another thing that I want to show you in looking for quality people, setting the expectation on what you're looking for, but also looking for professionals. So if you go to realtor.com, you're going to be able to pull up real estate agents in any city and any state across the country. And I go to realtor.com simply because real estate agents in some markets right now, because mortgage rates have gone up, then some realtors aren't as busy as they were. Although I do have a friend who is a real estate agent. I was talking to him yesterday and he said, Ellen, it's still crazy. Interest rates are over 7% and we've still got people buying homes. But on the other hand, I've talked to some mortgage lenders that their numbers are going down because the interest rates are up. So I say go to realtor.com. You're going to be able to find who these agents are. Okay. Click on email agent, or you'll find the agent's name, contact information. A lot of them, you'll be able to find their contact information here. Here we go. Here's Bridget Melton, Atlanta Communities, Cartersville, and a phone number. Okay. So I go to that website just to show you that if you're serious about finding some professional partners. I love real estate agents because they're commission only. And they have to be a go-getter to make money in the industry, right? So they're used to working for commission sales. They probably already have a book of business that might help them find some ERC clients just out of the gate. And they love big chunks of money in commissions because when they sell a house, they get 3% of the deal. That can be tens of thousands of dollars, depending on the size of the deal. The same thing with our funding and the same thing, especially with the ERC, right? So realtors are a great market to look for quality people in your area. Or maybe you're just looking for people by seeing real estate signs in your neighborhood and getting the phone number of that agent, because those are going to be the active agents, right? And the ones that have listings there on realtor.com. But going back over and using the script that I have in my mastering your recruiting, and that's just asking a simple question, calling, introducing yourself. I'll give you an example of what I would say if I were calling a professional, whether it's a real estate agent or a mortgage broker or someone. I would reach out and call and say, hey, you don't know me directly, but I found you. Wherever I found you, I saw your sign in my neighborhood, or I see you have a property advertised listed in my neighborhood if you're using the website, right? Or I see you're a mortgage broker in my local community. I just wanted to reach out and introduce myself. I'm working in the business funding and employee retention tax credit space, and we're looking for quality professionals to help us get the word out in our local business community. Are you open to making money outside of what you're currently doing? Ask the question, right? Or I might not even say what it is that I'm doing. I might just say, I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm looking for quality professionals like yourself in my local community to help us with a big project that we're working on. I just wanted to see if you're open to making money outside of what you're currently doing, and ask that question. But if you don't ask the question, you're not going to have an opportunity to bring professionals into your organization. But ask the question, and if they say, yeah, what do you got? We'll say, great. I've got a short video that I'd like to send you from our company founder. He really does a very succinct job of explaining who our company is, what our target market is, and the whole package that you would have access to. And oh, by the way, there's no cost and no licensing required to be involved with us. So what's the best way to send this? You want me to send it by email, or you want me to send it by text or through Messenger? And just don't stop and answer their questions. Ask them, tell them what you're sending, and ask them the best method to send it out. and then get their information and shoot it over to them and say, great. Now, I like following up with folks that I've sent this information to. When will you have a chance to take a look at it? Because I'd like to give you a call back and see what questions you might have so that we can discuss further to see if this is a fit or not. And then get them to confirm when they're going to watch it. They may be willing to watch it today. And if so, then follow up with them and get any questions answered. Now, if you're new, you're probably going, oh my God, there is no way I'm going to do this, Ellen. And that's okay. You know, I remember those days very well. And some of you may have heard me tell the story about doing three-way calls and just shaking in my boots, trying to talk to a prospect about it. And that's what you want to do, is you want to do three-way calls. If you've got, you're working with a team leader, every one of you on here tonight are on my team. If you don't know who you're working with, reach out to me and I'll connect you with someone active in your upline organization, or it may be me. But I'm happy to do calls with people that are actively working the business, right? I'd much rather do three-way calls with you and a client rather than answering training questions all day long that are covered in the training videos. If you'll just go back and rewatch the material, I don't mind those. On a time-to-time basis, when you've got a pertinent question and you've got something that hasn't come up before, I don't mind answering those questions, but I get a lot more communication from agents in the field asking me questions that are covered on training than I do asking me, hey, can you help me talk to a client? Or I've got a client on the phone, do you mind talking to them? Or I've got someone interested in the business and they've got some questions, do you mind talking to them? I love those calls. So just know that we're here to help you build a dynamic agency organization if you're willing to have the conversation and invite people to look at what we have to offer. We're on the other side of it to help you support them. And then my support systems with my email communication, my text messaging, I'm just another layer of support to help you be successful. Another layer on top of what DAC already has. DAC has the systems in place. I'm just reinforcing those systems and adding additional layers to help you succeed there. Now, the other thing I want you to consider on who you're talking to, we've already covered this on ERCs, and that is CPAs. CPAs and bankers that are already dealing with business owners. You know, just go introduce yourself to them and say, hey, I just want to reach out. I'm in the financial space. We specialize in helping business owners. I wanted to touch base and see how it is that you're handling the employee retention payroll tax credits for your clients. Or if it's a banker, I just wanted to introduce myself. I live here in the local community. I drive past your bank every day. I'm also in the finance space, but we're not one of your competitors. We do unsecured working capital. I just wanted to introduce myself and ask you if you guys are helping your clients with the employee retention tax credit. I ask them that because a lot of banks were in the PPP space. Banks were helping businesses get the payroll protection program, which was initially started as a loan, and then it became a forgiven loan if everybody did what they were supposed to do with the money, right? But a lot of banks aren't in the ERC space because they are not the CPAs. They were in the lending space for what the PPP was, a loan, but they're not doing the ERC. So connecting with local bankers, community bankers, commercial bankers is going to be a great resource for you to tap into your local community and get some referrals. But again, it comes down to you creating relationships, and it comes down to you being professional. So if you're walking into a bank to go introduce yourself, you want to be aware of your attire and the way you're presenting yourself, right? I know I'm so accustomed to working from home. I wear shorts 90% of the time, almost 100% of the time when I'm at home. I have a pool in the backyard and I love outdoor space. So if the weather's nice, I've got on flip-flops and a pair of shorts. But when I leave the house, most of the time I go change clothes and I'll put on a pair of slacks or a pair of nice jeans, and I wear my DAC shirt out a lot because when I leave here, I want to be prepared to have a business conversation if the opportunity arises, just on my day-to-day errands. So I'm always highly aware of how I present myself in public when I leave. or especially if I run into someone that I may be doing business with. I want to look presentable, right? So be aware of your presence when you're going out and calling on business owners, and don't be going out in flip-flops and shorts and baggy, comfortable t-shirts and stuff. You want to be dressed for success when you go out with these calls. So I see we've got a boatload of hands raised. So I'll stop my soapbox and I'll get to questions and see what we have here. First, I have Bruce. I'm going to ask you to unmute. How are you doing tonight, Bruce? Can you unmute yourself there? There we go.
Hi, Ellen. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. And you're doing a beautiful job with the presentation tonight. It's very, very informative. I've taken pictures along the way, which is fantastic because now I've got it documented on a picture. So it's a little easier to write notes instead of writing those notes. You just take a snapshot of what you've got up on the screen.
There you go. That's great with screenshots, right?
Yeah. I helped one of my downline today. He wants a $25,000 loan. He's a contractor and he's nationwide. And I'm building a website for him at this moment. And we're going to get him on top of the internet. He has done quite a bit of work in this industry for about 40 years. He has all the bank statements and so forth. He helped his son buy a car, and then the son didn't pay on the vehicle, and which kind of ruined his FICO score. Now he plans on bringing that right back, and through the help of us, we're going to be doing that for him. Now he has downloaded all his documents, his bank statements, and so forth. And if his credit is under 550 FICO score, but he has $30,000 in collateral, can he still qualify for the $25,000? And he has another $20,000 coming in within 30 days. He expects to pay off the loan by December, within 1 month.
I hear you, and I'm glad that you're trying to help him. So remember, everything that we do is revenue based. So collateral doesn't come into the mix with us. We're strictly looking at how much money is coming through. You said he's a contractor. How much money is he generating through his business is the base qualifier. We look at the last 3 months. So I'm going to have a conversation with you just like I would if I were fielding a call from a business owner when they ask me, well, hey, I want to apply for funding. How does it work? I'm going to say, well, how much revenue are you doing per month right now? Right. We're going to take the last 3 months of their monthly revenue, and we're going to look to see which of the last 3 months was the lowest amount. And that lowest month is our base for offering an advance on. So if that lowest month was 20,000, then they're going to qualify for between 75% of 20,000 all the way up to 200% of 20,000. Another thing is that business needs to be operating through a business checking account. And I hear you say that he's got a large sum of money coming in 30 days. The frequency of deposits is also a big thing here. We've got to see at least 3 deposits a month, preferably 4 or more, but at least 3 deposits a month to be eligible to qualify for the funding. So those are the basics there, Bruce. I'm not sure that he's going to qualify based on what you have shared.
Well, he does have $50,000 monthly coming in.
Okay.
And so, that hasn't been a problem for him at all.
Okay, good.
And so he does have that documentation. He tried to download it and couldn't do it. So what I did was I actually just copied everything and I sent it into David Allen Capital Support. I just copied it all, just threw it all onto the support ticket to David Allen Capital. So, and with the phone numbers of all of us involved. So then that way compliance can get back to us.
Yeah. So I know you're trying to be helpful, but just for everybody's benefit here, email is not really a secure method of sending documents like that are private and confidential. So that's why we've gone to that secure platform. If they're having difficulty uploading in that platform, next time I would encourage you to have them go to a different device. If they're trying to upload from their phone, go to their home computer. If they're having difficulty on their home computer, go to a tablet or a different device to do the upload. In the last case scenario, they should have already received an email directly from the lender, whether they got sent to Bank Breezy and retained in-house, or if they were sent to Biddy Advance or Giggle. All of those lenders send a direct communication out to the clients. So have your clients reach back directly to that lender and send any missing documentation directly to that lender. And just to your point, Bruce, I know that you've got insurance and stuff with the different businesses that you have, but our average agent doesn't have insurance and may not be protected for handling private personal information. So we run into issues through using that email and handling somebody's financial documents. We run into issues, liability issues. So I just want to make sure that everybody that's listening to this understands that you really don't want to be the middleman on handling those documents unless you're licensed to do so, so that you're not putting yourself in jeopardy there. But great job trying to help him through and getting it over to support. They'll get it over to the right people. So it's on the right track now.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you, Ellen, so
Yeah,
much.
you bet.
Have a
I'm
great
so
night.
glad to have you re-engaging with us. I'm glad to have you back, Bruce. All right.
We're
Thank you for your
We're trying
questions.
hard, and we're going to keep on going. Thank you.
Awesome. All right. Let's go to James Doswell. I'm going to ask you to unmute, James. How are you doing tonight?
Hello, hello.
Hello. I can hear you loud and clear.
Oh, great. Okay. Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine. Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. It is always so wonderful to to come on these every Monday, because there's always some great things going on, and now's a great time to be a DAC. Praise God for the DAC. Okay. A couple of things that I want to mention. You don't have to go there, Ellen, but on page 20 of the PDF is the 4 quarters that are necessary to get this thing going quickly for a business owner. And not that your client that has the 30 employees that this applies to, but it seems like they have everything except for the employee reports, and she's putting that together. So just for everybody's understanding, the 6 quarters that you see on page 20 in the PDF, each quarter has to have its own complete set of documents. So, that's kind of like for our own information, the business owners and their CPAs probably already know that. But in the event that, it kind of seems like a business owner doesn't understand, it's not like one for the year, and that is everything is quarterly with the full package. So just so we got that clear in our mind. Okay, I sent a email to support and asked David, what exactly is the subject line of the email that goes to our business clients after they've finished filling out their initial application, so that they know that the download of the upload of the documents that they need, that is secure, and how it's done. So he said that they get an email and the subject line is ERC Pros Next Steps. So we can let the business owners know to look out for an email from ERC Pros, and that the subject line will say ERC Pros Next Steps. Because he's been saying for the last couple of weeks, actually since the whole thing started, that the biggest problem is getting the uploads from the business. I'm thinking that they probably didn't know what to look for or missed the email. So if we just kind of mention to them, this is who it's coming from, and this is what the subject line is, they should be able to see it quickly. Now, if you can picture it in your email, a lot of times those subject lines go all the way from the left all the way to the right, big long subject lines. This one's basically 4 words. So it's going to be really, really short with a lot of white space on the right. So it's going to be easy to pick up. So if we can just remember that, ERC pros, next steps, I'm thinking that's going to help us.
That will be helpful, but that's not exactly what they're sending. I had one of my clients forward me that welcome email, and I know that's what you were told. And it may be on an individual basis, but my client that forwarded me his welcome letter, it said Bank Breezy, comma, welcome to ERC Pros. So the email was co-branded there. So I think ERC Pros will definitely be in the subject line, but it was from one of the independent agents at ERC Pros, and it lists specifics in the email that they send. Welcome, I'm your client success manager, which all of our clients get a contact person that they work with throughout this process. And it'll say documents requested for assessment. The first thing we'll need to move forward with the qualification process is to gather a few documents. Please log into your client portal and upload the following. And it lays out what you just covered there, James. Your 941s Q2, 3, and 4 of 2020, your 941s Q1, 2, 3, 4 of 2021, profit and loss statement by month or by quarter for 2019, 2020, 2021, etc. So it's all laid out very succinctly in the email that comes over from ERC Pros, but you having that training tool that I showed you and that James just referenced, it's great. That helps you look like a pro when you're talking to your clients. Now, I want to share this too. Initially I have a client that was wanting to do her research when I talked to her about the ERC program. And I thought, wow, instead of her doing her research, let me just send her this document, because I read through that PDF document and there was nothing on there that was completely agent facing. There wasn't anything in there that should not go to a client. But let me caution you, I changed my mind after I sent it out, because ERC Pros is taking clients from the web, right? And it asks for who referred you, but I don't want someone seeing the name of our CPA team on that document where it's clearly on there. I don't want them seeing that name and trying to go around us and go directly to the CPA team. So we divulge who that team is once they have filled out the form, because once they filled out the form, then we've got the documentation to compare clients every month and make sure that we're getting paid on the ones that we're responsible for referring. But me and my bright idea, I backtracked that after I thought about it and realized that someone might see that CPA team and go, well, let me just go directly to them and start asking questions instead of going through our processes. So just wanted to put that out there as food for thought. Okay, James, did you have anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. All
Okay.
right, I'm going to go to Sergio. How are you tonight? I'm going to ask you to unmute.
Hey, Ellen, can you hear me?
I can, loud and clear.
All right, good deal. Listen, a quick question on the Breezy Connect Cash on the percentages. I know that the clients that refer will get 2%,
Correct.
right?
On funding.
2%. Does that 2% come off of our 3 or 6%, or if it's ERC, does it come off of the 4%?
No.
No?
David said, I mean, there's got to be an adjustment there. Again, it depends on the amount. It depends on what the terms are, because some of our lenders are going to kick in some extra cash to help this program work. So it's going to be on a case by case basis, but it's 2% on the funding, 1% on ERC. There will be some adjustment somewhere in there, but there's no static number on that. Again, it's case by case. We have the same thing now with funding. If you have a $500,000 funding, that may be a reduced value because the internal team had to do some negotiations to lower the cost of the money to be able to get the deal done. And they'll always come back to the agent and say, hey, we're gonna have to do this at a reduced funded value. We're gonna give them 500,000, but you'll get paid as if it's a $300,000 deal. Otherwise we weren't gonna get the deal closed with the client. So that's always up for negotiation, but David's doing his best to pay out the full amount to us, even if it came through one of your referral customers.
Okay, all right. So I guess we'll know almost on a case by case basis.
That's right. You'll see those numbers coming in, and he'll do more examples on that. He's still tweaking the program. And as he said today, trying to determine how they're going to put that in the back office and how they're going to label it. But when he is ready to do the compensation plan training on that and drawing out the circles, and also redoing the compensation document, updating it to include these new incentives in there, then that'll be what's written in stone. Okay, all right. Appreciate that answer. Another thing on the first page of the ERC application, after they do the Bank Breezy questionnaire, the 4 questions, Right.
that they have a reduction, that they have a negative impact on COVID. Then once they answer that and they qualify, then they go to the ERC Pros first page where it says, before you begin, please read carefully. You're familiar with this page. Okay. That page right there, I've had 2 customers already who, when they hit that page, they didn't do anything because they thought that they had to go and collect all of the documents, because it does say, have your gross receipts by quarter ready, right? And so, I was going to bring it up in today's meeting with David, but I figured that I was going to wait to talk to you about this since you've got more clout, with David. And I know that David's extremely busy, right? I know everybody's busy. And yeah, this is exactly what I'm talking about. But
Yeah,
this
so
page, in my
a
opinion,
quick
Ellen,
answer to your question, Sergio. That's already been brought up by someone on one of our Zooms. And David's response was that he has already communicated with ERC Pros to change that page. They're working on changing that, because we all realize it's kind of a little roadblock there. So they're working on moving that. But I'm going to make a note of it. I'm going to make a note of it to ask David where we are in the process, since I have a little more clout.
Since you got a little more clout there. Yeah, because this page is almost like a roadblock. It's kind of stopping them from proceeding because they think they got to gather all their documents before they even answer the questionnaires, right? This questionnaire. So anyway, just wanted to bring that up.
Yeah, no, good point. And like I said, it's been brought up before, but we absolutely want them to move on in, click on begin, and move on into the ERC Pros portal to get that communication started with them. And this is stopping it.
Exactly.
I got it.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for the question. I'm sure somebody else had the same thing. Okay, let's go to Cherry. How are you doing tonight? Can you unmute? Ask to unmute again.
Okay, there I go.
There we go. Yeah, hey there.
Hi, good evening, Ellen. Hi, everyone.
Good evening.
I have 2 questions. First, regarding the Craigslist ad, was that specifically for the ERC?
No, that was my recruiting ad for agents, talking about who we want to bring into the business and setting the proper expectations. So, because David references, you can pop up a Craigslist ad and just whoever signs up, but be particular in who you're recruiting. And I say, I have recruited some great people through Craigslist, and I've met some great people through my Craigslist ads, but my ad is professional, and it sets the expectation for who it is that we're looking for before they even go watch the video. So that's all I was trying to do there.
Okay. Second question regarding the referral program. Is it a one-time payment for each client referral? Is this a one-time?
Yeah, so
it is.
So it'll work just like our funding bonuses do, right?
Right.
The client refers someone through their link, they get paid 2% if it's a funding, or 1% if it's an ERC, one time. The question came up today about renewals. And
Right.
David said, it's kind of still up in the air. So he hasn't determined exactly where that's going. That came up in the corporate meeting today.
Okay,
But that'll be addressed when he rolls out the compensation on it.
okay, that's what I needed. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Awesome. You bet. Thanks for the question.
Sure.
All right, let's go to Ray. Hey, Ray, how are you tonight? None of you guys.
Hey,
are on
Ellen, how you?
picture. Everybody's on pictures tonight. I can't believe it.
Yeah, hey, Ellen, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Okay, I have two questions. You was showing an example of your recruiting ad that you have through Craigslist. So I
Mhm.
wanted to know for that one, what was that? Oh, for you advertising on Craigslist, do you have to pay to advertise that ad in Craigslist? And my other question is like, being that I was looking at your ad, could someone use your advertisement and just tweak it a little bit, just to make it a little different? Because I know that's your ad, so
It is
I
my
was
ad,
wondering.
and I have a training, and I need to revise my training. But the key to running ads on Craigslist, the key is to warm up your Craigslist account. Meaning, if you're going to start running ads in sales reps, okay, they'll let you run that ad. But if you're trying to run that ad for recruiting in any category other than sales reps, then you need to warm up your account. And my recommendation for warming up your account is using a domain name. Don't use your davidallencapital.com website. You want to use a domain name, and you want to run some funding ads or some ERC ads first. You can create content for the ad directly putting off of the website, right? Or some of the slides that we have explaining what the ERC is, and see how much your business qualifies for. Go to this website and put a link in there. I don't put my phone number in recruiting ads, because what I found is people will call and say, hey, what's it about? And I'm not going to tell them the story about what the agent opportunity is about. I want them to go watch the video and ask questions. However, I've had some real quality people reach out to me recently on some ads that I posted saying, hey, I saw your ad. I would love to talk to you. And then, today I was texting with a young lady and I said, yeah, I'm happy to talk to you. By the way, did you have a chance to watch the video in my ad? And she said, LOL, I've watched it multiple times. And I'm like, awesome. Yeah, let's talk, right? I don't want to be the one trying to tell the story. I want the video to tell the story. But back to my point on what you put in the ad, if you're running funding ads, you need to have a phone number in your ad, because people will bypass your ad and go to somebody else if they're the person that's wanting to talk to somebody, especially on Craigslist ads where you got a little bit of everything in the mix there. People want to talk to someone and get a feel for whether this is a legitimate funding source or not, or get their questions answered. So my funding ads always have a web link and then an icon with a phone that says questions, text, or call. And I give them that option. And I have a separate business line. So when calls come in on that separate business line, I know it is a DAC call. And I answer the phone. Thanks for choosing DAC. This is Ellen. How can I help you? I don't say thanks for calling David Allen Capital or thanks for calling DAC, because they didn't call DAC. They called me, but I just say thanks for choosing DAC, because they chose my ad for DAC versus everybody else that was out there. And then I go into it. I can't wait for these new Connect cards that we're going to have, because David said we're going to have phone numbers where every time somebody dials your unique number, it's going to record your conversation. So you can listen to yourself and go back and grade yourself on what a good job you did on handling that customer call, or going, ooh, man, when they asked me that, I should have said this instead. When we're all learning or we're put in a situation to answer questions and you have a little bit of time to think about it, you're going, man, I wish I had said this instead. That'll be the opportunity that you'll have going back and listening to yourself but it'll prepare you for next time. And you'll
Right.
remember that call that you should have said something different. You'll remember to say it different the next time it comes around.
So you can, so I mean, what I also want to know, can I take your ad or take that sample, that ad and tweak it
You
differently?
can. Yes, you
Okay.
can. Just warm up your account. And I encourage you to watch a video. I'm going to do a video this week. I've been saying for the longest time that I need to update that ad, but I need to update it, and I'll update it this week, and I will get it out to everyone.
Okay, thank you, Ellen.
Yeah, you bet. Thanks for the question, Ray. All right, I'm going to go to Melody Clark. Hey, Melody, what do you have tonight?
Hello. Of course you
Hello.
were going to say Melody. I knew you was. I'll eventually fix that one of these years. Couple things. Well, she already asked you if and you said yes, we could use that ad or part of that ad or a piece of it. So that was my question too. Also too, I have an email that I've been sending out, and so I have my link there, but underneath it, I have, like the picture of David Allen Capital, and it's got a link is somehow attached to that as well. I just noticed tonight that if they use that picture link rather than my link, it just goes into the basic David Allen Capital. There is none of my information there. So I have sent out probably 20, 30 that way, not knowing. Is there a way that if I call these individuals and say, hey, because what I do is send an email, then I call and see if they receive the email, where they're at in the process, blah, blah, blah. And they say that they clicked on that and they filled it out. Is there any way to find them if I have their information?
Yeah, I mean, if somebody's filled it out, you can always send it in to support@davidallencapital.com and say, hey, I inadvertently sent out a link without my agent ID number. This client filled out the form, right?
Okay.
And it's not attached to me. But if you have the business name and information and send it to support, they'll look to see if they're in the system and they will add you to it.
Okay, great.
What I would do in that case, if you've realized that, I would send out a second email with correction in big capital letters. And that way, if they were looking at it and they saw the first email, they'll see that this is the correct link.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah,
Okay, great. Yeah, because
better to catch it after 30 or 40 than hundreds.
isn't that the truth? I've been working another job and just really trying to put everybody into David Allen Capital now, because I think I have told you and David that I have about at least 5 that have gone to a different entity that I have ERCC lab with. And my frustration is not seeing knowing 100% where they're at in the process. I do know that some of them had got their offer back from that company. Do not know that if they took them up on the offer or whatever. And then the other ones, where they're at as far as how they even received their offer yet. And so it's just really frustrating because there's no checks and balances, let's put it that way. And so
You're talking about the other company.
right. Yeah,
Right,
that's
right.
what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I said I really wish, I would have you guys would have been on it a couple months earlier.
I know. I wish we would have been too, just
Yeah.
for us to have had the opportunity, but everything comes at its own time. And we're
Right.
going to be seeing some really cool enhancements real quickly on our communication process and updates here for us too. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
All right, well,
'Cause
cool.
I
Thanks
gotta
for the
look at
question. Did you have anything else?
I just need to look at the recent trainings and stuff in the back office.
Okay.
To
Excellent.
just get on with that and keep it going and everything. But also too, getting people, on board as far as just having other agents underneath me. So I'm going to be working hard with that. I used to do some recruiting for a company. So I have a lot of sales agents, names, phone numbers, email addresses, probably about 300 of them or better. So I'm going to be, hard hitting them. So any recommendations y'all could give me for, that email I'm going to send out to them. I'll call them, but I'll also send them an email out as well. So yeah.
Okay, awesome. I'm going to lower your hand. Thank you for your comments. Harlequin, what you got for us tonight? Miss World Traveler here, coming back from Tony Robbins.
Oh my gosh. Hey there. Yeah, just 1 second. I'm having to go into the other room because Mary's on the other line. Yeah, I'm doing great. And one thing, Ellen, nobody's on video because you disabled it. You also
did?
disabled the chat. Yeah.
Okay, well, I was wondering what happened with that, and I did that as I was trying to mute everybody. So see, I missed you tonight, Harlequin.
I know. And I miss being on there, but I'll have to send out a picture of the view from my room because we ended up having to leave. We were in West Palm Beach for the last 4 days, and there's a storm coming in. So we decided to get out of town before it got bad. But yeah, we're in St. Augustine tonight, and we are right on the beach. So the view from the room is awesome. But anyways, one of the things that I wanted to do was for those of you who know about Eric Worre and GoPro, tonight is the deadline for me to get people tickets for a much, much cheaper price. They're currently $397, and I can get them for $47, but the deadline is tonight. So if anybody wants a ticket, then send me an email immediately at harlequinmurray@gmail.com. So that's HARLEQUINMURRAY@gmail.com. And the program GoPro is where Ellen and we went and attended that virtually, and he brings in all sorts of different speakers with all different areas of expertise around network marketing, sales, social media, all sorts of things. But the main part of the event is Friday, December 2nd through Sunday, December 4th. But this year they are also doing kind of like a pregame, and that starts tomorrow at, I believe it's going to be 2 p.m. Eastern. And I think that's only going to be about an hour to an hour and a half. And then it's going to be the next 3 Mondays. But it's well worth the $47. And if you need to grab a couple of people that are in your town and sit together and watch it, that's what Ellen and I did that first year when they went virtual. But like I said, I've got 20 tickets. I've only got a couple of them accounted for, so I'd really rather they didn't go to waste. So if anybody is interested, please let me know ASAP, because the deadline is midnight. So
awesome. I just enabled chat, and I put your email in the chat there. And
okay, thank you.
Yep, sorry about that. Yeah, and Pam did a great job here helping me. We're just not used to doing what you usually help with, and I was turning on some features and off some features to try, thinking I was going to do this alone and didn't want a noisy background. And then Pam stepped up and said, no, I can help you tonight. So thank you, Pam, for stepping in there and helping
Go
out
Pam.
as well. I know, right? Let's see. And I've got a question in the chat about Craigslist ads. Yes, every ad that you post is going to cost. If you're posting in the gig section, it's going to run between $5 and $10. I run under computer gigs usually for the agent recruiting, but again, you'll get your Craigslist account shut down if you don't warm up that account first by running some funding ads And most importantly, not using your davidallencapital.com web links. You need to use a domain name that can redirect over to David Allen Capital, but do not use David Allen Capital in the domain. You'll find that there are some agents out there that'll search davidallencapital.com and they'll go flag your post. We had that happen a long time ago and realized that it was another agent that was going in and flagging our post. So just be cautious of that and be respectful of others that have stuff out there. So thank you, Harlequin. Appreciate you bringing that up. Did you have anything else?
No, I am so overwhelmed with Tony. I mean, literally, they started at 9 o'clock in the morning on Thursday morning and went till midnight or later every single night. So it was 15-hour days, and we were jumping up and down, and it
And
was
screaming, we can tell with your voice.
yeah. Well, yeah, it was also extremely cold in there, like almost 50 degrees. It was just ice cold in that place. We all had, there were literally people wearing winter coats and hats and gloves. That's how cold it was.
Wow.
So, yeah, but anyways, so yeah, I'm excited about the new programs. I wasn't able to listen to everything, so I've got to go back and watch Friday, and I've got most of today, but cell signal was bad.
All right, well, I'm going to go over to
okay.
Shelton real quick, and we got one more question, and then we're going to wrap up. It's we've been going an hour and a half here. Thanks for popping on. I'm glad you guys made it safely, and I'm glad you're on the beach tonight. That's awesome. Yeah, send pictures, please. All right, Shelton, what do you have for us? I'm going to ask you to unmute.
Hello, how you doing?
Good, good.
I wanted to real quick ask a question, then also make a comment or two comments. On the Craigslist ad for potential clients, would you suggest just having them go to, I heard adding the phone number, which I didn't know, so that's something I'm going to change. But would you suggest the link that the forwarding link you have, having them just go straight to your DAC, or go to a landing page where they can give you their email, their name, number, and then you can reach out to them to provide a little bit extra initial contact?
Yeah,
that's my question.
I have done both, and I found that sending them directly over to my DAC page, I had more opt-ins there, because then it's not a bait and switch. It's kind of a touch and go thing when you're dealing with financial services like we are. You can certainly do a split test and see how many opt-ins you're getting on that. But I just redirect them over, and whatever the ad is on, if it's about funding, I send them over to the business capital page. If it's about the ERC, I send them directly over to the tax credit page.
Okay. All right. And then two statements. One, I did see one ad in my area from somebody that was new, not part of our group that I know of. Whenever you're putting out that information on the Craigslist ad, make sure you're putting accurate and correct information. This person actually had wrong information, and I actually reached out support about it, because I was like, can you please get this fixed, because I don't know who this person is, and I explained to them, and I even shared them a screenshot that I took so they could see what I was talking about, because that makes us look bad.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Second thing is, I just want to comment on today's earlier meeting, whoever wasn't there. If you aren't used to doing a referral type system, and David did say, because I asked, that he is going to be getting out a referral training thing that's based around this. He's actually going to use this as what to focus on, focusing to teach it. So if you haven't had any experience with that and you're looking for that, that is coming.
Excellent. Yep. We'll have more to come as the program evolves, for sure. Thanks, Shelton. Appreciate it. All right, let's go to Victoria.
Hey, Ellen, thanks. I just have a little clarification question. So I understand how the Breezy Connect is going to work with the funding. But how is it going to work with ERC? Like, you know, we get 4%, and I know it's a case by case, but I'm just trying to wrap my head around how it's going to work with ERC, because I actually finally got an ERC client. So I want to tell her, and I want to tell her right.
Yeah, so they're going to get 1% of the
1%.
rebate amount on their referrals.
So they'll get, so it'll be 1% of the funding amount of their, what their client gets.
Correct.
And then is that coming off our 4%?
They said that they're going to try their best to pay us 100%, but it'll be a case by case basis. And
Still case by
also
case.
see it, you know, because he gave the example of Matthew and his son.
Yes.
Or if Harlequin or if Pam get fundings on my team, both of them are DAC 4s. And
Okay.
as an area director, I get an override on that. Plus I'm their enroller. So I get up to a 50% match
Sweet.
on their income. So in that scenario where I have a personally enrolled agent who's a DAC 4 get funding, they're actually paying out more to me and my agent than they're bringing in from the funder. So it's going to be a case by case basis to see where they are in that, but they're going to do their best to pay as much full commission as they can. Again, that'll be covered in detail when he rolls out the final compensation plan. Yeah. Good question though.
So basically it'll be approximately 1% of what their referral,
whatever their friend
does,
qualifies for as a refund. Yeah.
which will
Yeah,
help
so
them pay their 20%.
if you're going to tell them about it, one, it's going to be on your website and it'll be explained on the website. There'll be an option for them to opt in to learn about it. So
Okay.
at this point, I would just tell your client, your client is not going to know what their refund amount is and that they're 100% good to go for another 7 to 10 days or 7 to 14 days after they submit all of the paperwork to back through their portal, the Canopy portal.
Okay.
So within that 2-week period minimum that they're probably looking at, all of this will be completely developed. The verbiage will be on the website. The links will be on the website for your client to opt in to participate in that. And when they opt in, that's when they will get their link, their referral link out, and then it'll be spelled out. So when, as that's coming, you can give them that teaser and say, hey, we're starting a customer referral program where there's going to be a huge cash incentive for you to tell other business owners about this. I would just leave it kind of vague like that, but say a huge cash incentive that you'll definitely want to sign up for when they send you the information.
So basically just a little, you know, blurb to help them pay down on the percentage that they're going to be paying.
Yep, absolutely.
Excellent. Thank you. I want to just make sure I got it right.
Yep, you bet. Okay.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for the question. All right. Let's see. That ends our questions. Anybody else before I wrap up here? I don't see anything in the chat. Can you use Linktree on Craigslist? I do not know. I have a Linktree account that I don't use and I've never tried to post it. I know that Craigslist does not like link shorteners like Bitly or some of the other link shorteners out there. So Linktree is a link shortener. So I'm assuming that it may work the same, but you can always try it. As far as the cost to Craigslist ads, yes, they're going to run anywhere from $5 to $35 or $40, depending on what city and what category you're running your ads in. Okay. Now, I want to say this too. I put that out there about Craigslist. And I want to go back over to the screen share here for a minute. I want you to think about this. Remember the Breezy Connect Cash, where I'll talk about the ripple effect that can take place with your clients when they learn that not only are they going to be helping their friend that owns a business by telling them about these programs, but they're going to get rewarded with a cash incentive, right? It's no different than you recruiting agents across the country. If you're here and you're going, well, I want to have success before I start building a team, then here you are. And the only people that are going to hear about our programs are the people that you choose to talk to. But if you build an agency network, it'll explode and have the same ripple effect, just like is on the screen with the customer cash ripple effect. And then you have tens, hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, and potentially hundreds of thousands of agents out here. And which way do you think that you personally are going to make the biggest impact on the small business community? You trying to go at it alone, or you telling a few other people about the agency opportunity, and them telling a few, and then them telling a few, and them telling a few, and so on, where your agency network explodes just like the referral program is going to explode? Which one is going to make the biggest impact on American business owners? I'll let you think on that one for the night. Okay, guys, if you don't have anything else for me, I'm going to wrap us up. Thanks so much for taking time out of your Monday evening to watch this live. If you're watching on the replay, we appreciate you for being here as well. Our next Zooms will be on Friday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern time at daczoom.com. As always, if you have questions, need help along the way, you can reach me by email. If it's something that's kind of need a quick response, then please use my mobile phone that is in the email and send me a text. I always reply to those. Emails sometimes sit in my inbox for a while. So have a blessed evening. We'll see you on the next Zoom. Take care, everybody. Good night.